Okay, I'm going to show you another video. This one's by Geno, Auriemma. Anybody know who Geno Auriemma is? Head coach of the Yukon Huskies. Men or women? Women's basketball team. The Yukon Huskies have won 11 national championships. That's more than any college basketball team, men or women. 11. And into this season, I think, after about the first month of this season, and he needs about 5 or 10 more wins, he will become the winningest coach in college history, men or women. So, probably a pretty good coach, right? I want you to listen to what he says. This is a video where he's talking to the press about recruiting. Now, we don't recruit. Swish doesn't recruit, but kind of in a way we do. You know, over the years, we've had people that have dropped out. Delaney, because she wanted to work on a different sport and focus on that, or Kaylee wanted to play with her classmates, or Lily made the varsity dance team, okay? All very important parts of Swish, but they had a better passion, another passion that needed more time. And I think that's great. And when that happens and we have an opening, I call Kelsey when I find out and say, hey Kelsey, we got a draft that this year, okay? So we have a choice. So we're not really recruiting because we have a lot of people that have approached us. How do you get on Swish? Can we get on Swish? Can I get on Swish? Because they see that we're having a lot of fun and we play well together, but not, when we have a draft pick, we're very careful who we have because we know we don't want to disrupt the chemistry or the character of the team. Okay? So he's talking about recruiting. He's talking exactly, specifically about you guys. Okay, not as you said here, but the type of people they recruit are the type of girls that you want. So I want you to listen to this.
Recruiting enthusiastic kids is harder than it's ever been. Because every kid watches TV and they watch the NBA or they watch Major League Baseball or they watch the NFL, whatever sport they watch, WNBA, it doesn't matter. And what they see is people just being really cool. So they think that's how they're going to act. And they haven't even figured out which foot to use as a pivot foot, and they're going to act like they're really good players. You see it all the time. You see it at every AAU tournament, you see it every high school game. So recruiting kids that are like really upbeat and loving life, and love the game, and have this tremendous appreciation for when their teammates do something well, that's hard. That's hard. It's really hard. So on our team, me, my coaching staff, we put a huge premium on body language. And if your body language is bad, you will never get in the game. Ever. I don't care how good you are. If somebody says, well, you know, you just benched Stewie for, 35 minutes in the Memphis game a couple years ago. Yeah, I did. Oh, that was the motivator for the South Carolina game the following Monday. No, it wasn't. Stewie was acting like a 12-year-old. So I put her on the bench and said, sit there. It doesn't matter on our team. And the other coaches might say, well, you can do that because you got 3 other, All-Americans. I get that. I understand that. But I'd rather lose than watch kids play the way some kids play. I'd rather lose. And they're allowed to get away with just whatever. And they're always thinking about themselves. Me. I didn't score, so why should I be happy? I'm not getting enough minutes, why should I be happy? That's the world that we live in today, unfortunately. And kids check the scoreboard sometimes because they're going to get yelled at by their parents if they don't score enough points. Don't get me started. So when I look at my team, they know this. When I watch game film, I'm checking what's going on the bench. And if somebody's asleep over there, somebody doesn't care, somebody's not engaged in the game, they will never get in the game. Ever. And they know that. They know I'm not kidding.
Interesting that last part that he talks about on the bench, because Kelsey and I on numerous occasions will comment to each other about how proud we are when we look down the bench at the 2 or 3 or 4 during a game and how fired up our bench is. Cheering.
Screaming your heads off.
fired up as much, if not more, than the girls on the floor. That is just, makes us feel so good, so proud, shows the character you guys are. This guy, the winningest coach in basketball, is looking for people like you guys. Now, when you're sitting on the end of the bench cheering, is your role any more important or less important than the one on the floor? Absolutely. I don't care who's in the game or who's here. Everybody has a role. We've talked about it for years. Roles change from game to game. They can change within a game. We got somebody who's beating us badly and scoring too many points. I may say, Shay, stop scoring. Don't worry about shooting. Shut her down. Or we used to do that with Lily a lot. Shut her down. Okay? So roles change within a game. You may not even ever get in a game. It's never happened. Could happen. But if you don't, does that make your role any less important? Absolutely not. And when you start to think your role is more important than anybody sitting by you or in this front row, then you need to be playing on another team, not Swish, because that's not how we play.